What's good guys, Austin here, and these are Apple AirPods and they're pretty good. So these are Apple's new fully wireless earbuds, and honestly they're much better than I expected them to be, although I'm not sure what else I was expecting. First things first, yeah, these are how they look. They're quite literally earpods with the wire cut off. I thought they looked pretty weird when they first came out, and they still do, but I've gotten over it. I mean, it's personal preference, you either like them or you don't, and while looks are subjective, I've got to say that the experience isn't. They just work. They come packaged in a case of dental floss, and this is the way that you charge them and pair them with your phone. And pairing it with your phone is super simple. You just open the case next to your phone, press the button on the back for a few seconds, and that's it. This is probably the most seamless experience I've ever had with any wireless product. Like, ever. And it gets even better because once you connect it to your phone, it automatically pairs with all of your other devices under the same Apple ID. So on my laptop, I didn't have to do anything extra. It automatically recognized my AirPods as a Bluetooth device, and I could switch over to them right on my computer. Once you put them on, you get a little tone notifying you that they're on, and then you're pretty much good to go. Now the controls are really simple and mostly intuitive, but I would argue that they're a little bit too basic. So once they're in your ears, the only controls you have are a double tap. So you can either play, pause music, or activate Siri. And that might sound good enough at first glance, but depending on how you use them, that can actually be pretty limiting. The fact that you can only use Siri can make things a little bit more complicated. So it's great for normal things that you would use Siri for, like getting the weather or starting a playlist. Play Chance the Rapper. But if I just wanted to do something simple like change the volume or skip the song, then I still have to use Siri, and the little delay there doesn't help either. Pause. Now to make things worse, you also need an internet connection to use Siri for even the most basic things like turning up the volume. So if you're using this on a morning commute like on a subway or a train where you don't have an internet connection, then you're just going to be out of luck. On the other hand though, they have some other simple features that make them a bit easier to use. They have optical sensors in them that can detect when you take one of them out of your ear. So if someone comes up to you and they start talking, you can just take one out of your ear and it'll pause the music, and then once you're done talking, you can just put it back in your ear and it'll resume playing the music. So it's a really simple but great feature. So like I said before, these are pretty much exactly like earpods. They fit the same and they sound the same, which depending on you is either a good or a bad thing. Personally, I've always liked the fit of earpods. They've never fallen out of my ear no matter how much I've tried. And the quality is not bad either. I mean, obviously these aren't gonna blow you away, but they're good enough for most people. They sound slightly better than the earpods, a little bit more on the bass end and a little bit clearer on the high end, but pretty much just like the earpods, which again is either a good or a bad thing considering that these are $100 more. But again, that's not what you're paying for here. You're paying for this. It's seamless, ease of use, and the fact that it's wireless. This case helps with that. The AirPods get 5 hours on a charge, and you can charge them with this case, which gets you up to 3 hours of listening time in 15 minutes. That combined with the case's capacity gets you over 24 hours when the case is charged, which is pretty damn impressive. So are these worth it? Well, it depends on how much you really want truly wireless earbuds, but with everything considered, these are actually a really great value. They're expensive, sure, but when you compare them to everything else on the market, you'll realize that they're actually one of the cheapest options currently available, not to mention how well they actually work. Now personally, I primarily use Android, so I'm more excited about the Air by Crazy Babies that I pre-ordered off of Indiegogo. They're gonna retail for the same price as the AirPods, but I was able to get them at just 89 bucks, so of course stay tuned for that review when it comes out. So overall, despite their flaws, I actually really like these. If you have an Android, they'll work, but you're not gonna get all of the same features. They're not gonna work with Google Now, and they're not gonna stop playing when you take one earbud out. But if you have an iPhone 7, which already doesn't have a headphone jack, and especially if you have other Apple products, and this is gonna work perfectly for you, and they're actually a pretty good buy. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, or at least found it useful. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Ah.